All right. Welcome today to our podcast, Dela-Where. Ryan and I are here with a special guest, Crystal Stokowski, who is a mother and a local artist and an entrepreneur and a surfer and all the things. I can't wait to hear your story. So why don't you start about how you got to Delaware, Sussex County in particular, and what brought you here?
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. So before moving to Delaware, I traveled a lot for work. Mm-hmm. And when I would travel, I'd be all over the world. And then I used to come home to Hawaii. So I would, surf and be in tropical paradise. And then I fell in love with somebody who was living in Philadelphia. Ended up in Philadelphia. Yeah, close by. Ended up in Philadelphia. I lived in Philadelphia prior to that too, before Hawaii. But, city is much different than ocean life.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah. So that didn't last too long, And then I came home from touring, and that night I had this dream that I was driving down this road, and it was kind of like an abandoned highway, very similar to once you enter Delaware Seashore State Park, like right past Dewey. And I'd never been there before. I'd never been to this area before having this dream. Oh, wow. And I was driving down a road just like that, and all the street signs. So there was billboard and street sign billboard that all said Rehoboth Beach.
Oh my gosh,
literally.
That's crazy.
Literally. Wow. That was my dream. And so I woke up and I nudged my husband and I'm like, have you ever been to Rehoboth Beach? I'm like, I think that's in Delaware.
And hence the podcast, Dela-Where.
Yeah. He's like, I've never been there. I was like, well, I think we should move there. Literally.
Wow.
Like, I just had this dream. The signs said Rehoboth Beach.
That's incredible.
I think it's a sign.
Literally,
and 3 months later, we moved here.
Wow. So he was game. He was just like,
yeah, totally.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And you were in Philly at the time?
We were in South Philly. We just bought a house a year before that.
And down you came.
And down we came. Yeah, we bought, we're in bed. I'm looking on Zillow and trying to see how much homes are down here, trying to see the surf report, just seeing if there was surf,
Every now and then.
Yeah, well, it's surprising. It's surprising. Yeah. I predominantly longboard, so it's like a dream here for me,
I have no idea how to surf. But that is one of your passions.
And it's never too late to learn.
It would be fun to watch you learn to surf.
That would be a whole different episode.
Hey, it'd be fun.
In the ER. ER with Christine.
No.
There's a lady that got eaten by a whale. That would be Christine. So what got you into surfing?
I had tried it with a friend of mine in New Jersey in the dead of winter, probably in 2007 or 8. Absolutely hated it. I was like, I am never doing this again. And then I was on tour, and we had a show in Hawaii. And then they gave us 10 days till the next show, so we could just explore Hawaii. And,
darn.
Do what we wanted. Yeah. So a friend of a friend took a bunch of us out, and I was hooked. I was like, I am moving here. This is, the next chapter of my life.
Right.
And so in those 10 days, I befriended a family that owned a hostel right on the beach. And I said, can I live here and work for you when I'm not on tour? And they said, absolutely.
Wow.
And it was like literally a minute walk from all the amazing Waikiki surf breaks, which are one of the most forgiving breaks in the world, not during the summer, not during summer swells. But it was incredible. And then I just taught myself how to surf.
Wow. You taught yourself how to surf.
Mm-hmm. I went out every single day, all day.
Crash, boom, bang. Just get back up.
Exactly. Just keep doing it. And that's just...
Eventually it just all clicked.
What a great spot to learn, too.
Oh, my gosh. Queens Beach and canoes, just all those beautiful Waikiki, rolling waves,
That's neat.
The Royals, learned and played in. So
that's so. Now you keep saying you were on tour. Tell us more.
Yes. So I used to do production for a band called Modest Mouse.
So I haven't heard of them, but Julia and Hannah were like, Modest Mouse. So
yeah.
That must have been a pretty cool experience.
Yes, absolutely. They're, brothers to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just magical. And felt like you were going on these incredible vacations with your best friends,
Right.
you know, all your favorite family, and getting paid to do it. And seeing incredible live music, and seeing the world, you know.
Yeah, you said you traveled quite a bit around the world. What are some of your favorite places that you went? Besides Hawaii.
Yeah. So through tour, all the Europe tours are really fun. And I guess not through touring, I really love New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I spent a few weeks there on a surf trip, solo surf trip of the North Island. And that was just the most amazing adventure I'd ever been on, for sure. Yeah, New Zealand is pretty empty, you know, so all these surf breaks with peeling waves, you can just get in and no one's there.
Wow.
Which is, you know, that's actually how I learned to be comfortable surfing alone.
Right.
It's because I'd show up and be like, okay.
Guess nobody's here.
Yeah. Me and the dolphins, hopefully.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
That's really neat. That's really. So, what was your favorite part about production? So do you still do that? Or?
I don't. So
Okay.
once I became a mom, touring, you know, went out the window.
Sure.
I think I miss just the camaraderie with everybody and traveling and experiencing new things with everyone. I'm still pretty close with the guys. So we actually just did a cruise. They invited us on a cruise that they did to the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
and
neat.
so my son and I went. And a lot of us have kids around the same age. So all the kids were just playing
Having
on the
a blast.
boat, jumping from one pool to the hot tub to the next pool.
Now, how old's your son?
He's 5.
Oh.
He'll be 6 in a week.
Oh, so he had a blast.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like we had found out, because none of us are really like cruise people,
Right.
you know, but Modest Mouse was playing the cruise. So it was just a whole nother level of fun, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes. Yeah. We had one whole floor to ourselves. So it was really amazing to just be together. But yeah, we had heard that there's cruises that don't allow kids.
Oh.
We were like, these kids know way more how to party than anyone else we've ever met, you know? So
They're going to have a good time no matter where you put them.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was
that's great.
really awesome.
And that age is like the age of instant friends too. Like you meet somebody, they're your best friend. You know?
Yes,
and you're
totally.
just like no holds barred. It's great.
I know.
It's great. So around here, all right, fast forward, you're in Rehoboth Beach now. You've moved.
Yes.
So tell us about your life here and what you have built, because you're an artist.
I am an artist. I show my work in different places like the Rehoboth Art League. I do art markets around here. I still show my work in Philadelphia and have different shows, you know, wherever they call me. I also recently started a nonprofit called the Water Collective that I have a little Airbnb in our backyard. And so I invite artists to come and stay with us and connect them to local researchers and coastal scientists to try to open dialogue and perspective about climate change in the state of Delaware, since we are, you know, the most low-lying state with incredible waterways and our beautiful coastline. And so they work together to just learn about what what the researchers and scientists are working on, and then the artists will be inspired, ideally, by that, and hopefully even just create some type of change and new perspectives for each other, and then hopefully have a nice public installation and public panel. So it hasn't launched yet. It's launching in May.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
That's
been
great.
Yeah, a really great.
And what's the name
endeavor.
of it?
The Water Collective.
The Water Collective. That's awesome. Do you have a website and
I
everybody?
do. Yeah.
All right.
Watercollective.org.
Oh, perfect. That's great. You get promote everything you want.
Yeah.
Here. That's what we
Yeah.
want to do. So you're very environmentally conscious, which we talked very little bit about. But tell us about some of, I understand you did a lot of beach cleanup.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So in 2017, when we moved here, I started surfing Northside, Indian River Inlet. And one of the first things I noticed driving down through Delaware Seashore State Park was, you know, the beautiful vegetation you have on both sides, you know, bay and ocean side, along the dunes and everything. But then once you start to approach Northside specifically, I noticed that there just wasn't much natural vegetation, you know, like the dune grass was not thriving. There wasn't any, you know, trees or anything like that. So that was something I noticed right away. And then as, you know, going there every single day to check the waves, to get in the water, I was so curious about the sand bypass system that are you guys familiar
No.
with? So,
I know there's a bypass system, but I don't know much about it.
yeah, so the natural flow of the ocean, so the littoral drift goes from south to north. And with the jetty system there, the sand accretes on the south side.
Okay.
And then erodes on the north side, right? So they have to pump the sand that's staying by the jetty right now to the north side.
Right.
And so that's why the jetty system was put in place, because of the erosion at north side. And you know, I'm sure you are familiar with all the bridges that have been there, 5.5, you know.
All the
we know
bridges
about
we've known and learned. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's a whole nother level of things that go on at Northside. So over the years, I just kept documenting things that didn't seem right to me there. And then in 2019, towards the end of it, right before COVID, the sand bypass system broke. And they were trying to, and good on Denrac for trying to convert a diesel engine to an electric engine. But the part burnt out and COVID hit, so they couldn't get the part to replace it.
Right.
So now they can't keep pumping the sand. We're getting these stronger storms, you know, climate change, longer duration, longer storm surge.
And the current through there is
and
spectacular.
absolutely.
I mean, it's
It's
petrifying and spectacular all at once.
So dynamic,
Yeah.
that inlet. And also how narrow it is
Right.
kind of tricky,
Yeah.
you know? And the jetty system, since their inception, they weren't actually built properly. They weren't using the right tonnage of rock. So I'm sure you've noticed it's sinking, and parts of it have dropped into the ocean. That created a very deep scour at the end of the jetty. So, you know, in the few years from 2017 to 2019, 2020, the beach has eroded so badly that there's a lot of debris, infrastructure debris from previous bridges.
I was about to say previous bridges.
Yeah. You know, best practices were,
Bury it.
yep, dumping it. Yeah. I mean, you see the submerged structure sign in the inlet, right?
Right.
Except they needed to have that sign also around the beaches, which they do now, unfortunately.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good,
yeah.
because you probably advocated for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But in a different way. I would have preferred them to remove all the debris first,
right.
you know? And we did. So over those years, from once the debris started really showing up, 2020 to 2023, I'm calling DNREC, I'm calling Delaware Seashore State Park, I'm calling anyone who could listen, our local legislators, emailing, not really getting a response. And then serendipitously, I met one of the guys I'd been emailing, and he had a child the same age as my child. And you know how that
These
goes.
children all, yeah.
I know.
They
So-
definitely bond parents together at a different level. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so we went in the wintertime, so fast forward, here comes summer, and he knows it's me who's been, you know,
And he kept
bothering
talking to
him.
you anyway.
Oh yeah, well, our kids, right?
Yeah.
So, so I was like, how about we have a beach day at Northside, right? You know, none of the Lewis fancy, beautiful, well taken care of beaches. Let's go to the surf beach. And we did. I showed him all the devastation because at this point over the years, it was normalized that you would get cut walking into the water
Oh,
from
my.
the asphalt. It was because it's sharp asphalt debris, rusty metal, nails.
Oh,
Yeah, very hazardous.
Yeah.
And literally everywhere on the beach and in the water. Within a few minutes, his wife and daughter were in the water, and she tripped over asphalt, stubbed her toe.
Oh.
So I told him, I was like, hey,
change your perspective real quick.
Right, exactly. I was like, hey, I can get you about a dozen or more surfers that will come and pick all this up if you can get me some heavy machinery, because we need it.
Yeah.
We need like a front end loader, a bobcat, a dumpster.
You can't just pick it up. Yeah.
Exactly.
You
We need
a
help,
little
right?
help, yeah.
So that night, he sent me a message saying, I got what you need.
Oh, wow.
Call this person tomorrow morning and they'll help you out.
Wow.
So within a week, I had a few cleanups. And so at this point, the beach was very eroded. So you could only actually see the beach maybe an hour before low and an hour after low tide.
Right.
And so we had to schedule them around the tide.
Right.
And so I coordinated all of that. I coordinated DNREC with Delaware Seashore State Park working together. The first cleanup, we had a dozen volunteers. We removed 1,700 tons
Holy cow.
with 12 people.
Jeez.
in 1 2-hour cleanup.
I was about to say, 'cause you had to get it out quick.
Yeah. And then, and there's more to the story for that first cleanup, but I'm, summarizing. And then with less than 12 cleanups in less than a year, we removed over 500 tons
Holy cow.
of infrastructure marine debris.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
Pretty unbelievable.
incredible.
Yeah. What is that, like a
It's like the
million
power of
pounds?
one person's thought. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. And
And persistence.
absolutely. Persistence was definitely the number one key to this whole equation.
And a little coincidence. There's never such thing as coincidence in my mind. So.
Yeah, it was meant to
to be,
happen, right?
Yeah.
And then the ocean washed over and all that. So it's a continuing project and advocacy for North Side for sure, and other places along our coast.
So when you were talking earlier about artists kind of being inspired by some of this, meeting with the ocean people and marine people, like how has this all inspired you, and has it inspired your art?
Absolutely. So I have made surf films prior to this, mostly on the psychedelic side. But once I started seeing how quickly Northside was changing, I immediately was thinking, this would be a very cool documentary, like just to learn about our, coastline. And I'm sure that this is not an isolated situation, right? With climate change everywhere sort of eroding. So film became more of a medium for me since living down here, and all different types of film. I'm inspired by stop motion, so I was making a lot of stop motion films, stop animation films, and then just putting together everything. I've been filming just with my little crappy digital camera, my phone, anything I can find, a Super 8. And so I've collected a lot of footage and have been working on a full-length documentary about Indian River Inlet. I already put out a couple shorts about it, especially about the cleanups. Yeah, so after organizing all these cleanups, I really wanted to thank the volunteers because it wouldn't have gotten, picked up without them.
Right.
So I organized like I used to run a surf film night at Rise Up in Rehoboth. And so before one of the film nights, I showed the short about the cleanups, just to thank the volunteers. And that is also sort of like the jump off with the feature length documentary.
That's great.
And where can people find those? Is it all on YouTube?
On YouTube, on my website, crystalstokowski.com, Vimeo, and my social media.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you get lots more volunteers once you started?
The very last cleanup had over 100 volunteers.
Oh, wow.
How often are you doing the cleanups?
So I'm sure you guys are aware the beach was just replenished.
Yeah.
And it looks great. The surf came back. They are using the right type of grain of sand, so that helped a lot for sandbars. So right now there is no current cleanups. I still go there every day and find debris. DenRec does not have anything on the schedule for stuff.
For planning.
Yeah. But yeah, to me, every day going to the beach, there's a level of
something
beach
to
cleanup.
do. Right.
Absolutely.
So I was going to ask, because you, obviously surfing in Hawaii is quite a bit different than here. So is North Side your spot? Has it always been?
So North Side and Naval Jetty, but I honestly feel all of the coastline is my home, right?
Yeah.
There's other spots here and there that I like to, if I'm craving a different kind of wave or a different experience, I'll go to.
Yeah.
So to a non-surfer, tell me about the Delaware surf. Like what would bring a surfer to Delaware? Because I don't know, because I would be eaten by a whale. I don't actually think there's whales right there, but
and I don't think they eat you.
And do you remember? Because 2023 was a really interesting time for Indian River Inlet because there was that 50-ish foot fin whale that washed
there was
up.
a whale.
And that was right in the middle of the not during a cleanup, but right between cleanups that happened. So it was just like, wow, what is happening here?
Yeah. So what would make me come to Delaware as a surfer?
Well, it's funny because as a surfer, I'm not, typically territorial, but you're like, nothing, there's no surf here. Like, you don't want to come here, But if you longboard, I think it's one of the best places for sure, with the right swell direction. And if all the conditions are working in your favor, you can get these beautiful peelers that come in. And at a few different spots.
It's like a whole new language.
Like
what's a peeler?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I won't be here. I won't be out there longboarding with you.
One day.
Not my cup of, well, man, you never know. I should try something new.
You should. I'd love
Do
to
you
take
surf
you.
all year?
I do.
You do?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I know Hannah's husband surfs all year, and I'm always like, it's really cold outside right now. So,
Yeah.
but
You just got to get the right gear, you know?
Sometimes the water's warmer than the air.
Absolutely.
And then you're just huddled in the water.
And then you stay in the water.
Yeah. I mean, the
out.
last time I was out, the water was 33 and the air was 36.
Oh, wow.
That's cold.
Yeah, it was cold that day.
So you were telling us a little bit about your mini homestead in Rehoboth, which we thought was really cool because we sell homes here, and and you said you have chickens.
I do. I've got 11 chickens. A little farm stand in front of my house where you can get some chicken eggs if you'd like. And I have a nice big garden that I also put stuff on the farm stand from.
So that's not very easy to find in Rehoboth. No. So you really found a spot, and you said you're on the east side of Route 1.
We are, yeah.
That's even harder. I
know, and with great neighbors. It's a hidden gem, for sure.
Does your son love playing with the chickens?
Oh my gosh!
Does he name the chickens?
We all have names for them, and he always wants to get more.
I'm sure.
That's fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any other plans for expansion, like a goat? Because I really like goats.
Yes, he would love goats. Not right now.
That's not.
It's already hard to go away with 11 chickens.
I'll bet it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I imagine.
Find somebody to help out. Mm-hmm. So, what are your favorite places besides surfing to kind of maybe go out to eat or walk? You love nature.
I love
big nature person.
Yes.
So, tell us a little bit about your experience here in Delaware.
So, we're really lucky that where we live, it dead ends into the Junction Breakwater Trail. Mm-hmm. So we just ride our bikes everywhere, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Right. You can go down to Rehoboth if you make a right. You can go down to Lewis if you make a left. You can get to Cape Henlopen State Park, either direction. Yeah. You know, so that's pretty much our second home is Cape Henlopen. But there's so many trails here, you know, on both sides.
And they're expanding.
Oh my goodness, that's one of the favorite things about this area is that, you know, there's so much growth. With the trails, you know, and trying to preserve our parks because there's so many state parks in Delaware for such a small area.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we try to do is look for all the new trails and even with Cape Henlopen, I still am finding new places.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Do you find that when you go to the state parks around here, or even when you're doing like the beach cleanups or the surfing, do you find that inspires a lot of your art?
Absolutely, yeah. So I work in a lot of different mediums and. Yeah, so I do a lot of wood burning and also sewing, and a lot of that is ocean and surfing inspired, nature inspired. So
outside the video, what's your favorite medium to work in, or does it kind of depend on your mood?
Yeah, depending on my mood, I would say, you know, or things I find, you know, like I'll find a piece of, you know, scrap wood, or even we recently lost a couple trees in our yard from that blizzard that came through.
Lucky it was just a couple, probably.
I know. Well, 2 60-foot trees.
Wow.
So, well, one we had to take down because it was compromised after the first 60-foot tree fell. So, having cutoffs from that has been very inspiring, and doing some wood burning on those.
Oh, neat.
Painting on them. Yeah. So it's sort of whatever shows up is usually what inspires me, you know.
That's neat. Very eclectic art. Just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So do you sell your art? I mean, obviously you go to shows and stuff, but do you have like an online presence with your art?
I did when I lived in Philadelphia, but it just became so much upkeep. And especially living close to the ocean and having just nature, you know, so accessible. I try not to spend too much time on the computer and, you know, online and all that stuff. I'd rather be outside.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you moved here. You said it was like 2017 timeframe you started coming down.
Yeah, we bought a place here. Yeah.
What was it like moving from Philadelphia down to the beaches? Because we talk a lot about the different lifestyles of Philadelphia is one of our main markets, obviously, but DC's the same way, where it's really busy up there, and when you move down here, Rehoboth is busy sometimes, but it's not as busy.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly what I needed. You know, I had lived in Philly in the early 2000s and would, you know, bike around the city. I never owned a car there, so that was a transition. I needed a car living here, you know, to be able to surf and everything. So. Yeah, that was probably just the biggest, you know, transition here. but you can still find similar things. Like we were talking with the food, there's so many good restaurants here, and if I was really craving the city, like I was actually just in Philly yesterday and the day before, 2 hours,
right.
Or DC.
Easy driving distance.
Baltimore. Yeah. New York. You can take the train. It's so
it's not
easy.
a hard drive.
No.
Yeah.
And to be able to come home to, the ocean, that's like what I prefer. And, there's just a different quality of life being down here.
Do you have some favorite kid-friendly restaurants that you go to?
So I am very fortunate that my little one is, a foodie, I would say.
Perfect.
So he loves all restaurants and it
just makes the bill a little bit more expensive.
Tell me about it. He loves
I like
sushi.
some sushi, Mom.
Yes, he loves sushi, and the most expensive roll he can find, he'll choose that. So we love Blue Hen.
Mm-hmm.
We love to sit around the fire pit there and, get our little happy hour dishes, and there's a new bakery that opened in Rehoboth called Gather.
Oh, I have not been there.
So good. It's only open on Fridays and Saturdays. And they make the best breakfast sandwiches and all the little treats. So we go there, usually Friday mornings before school. Mm-hmm. But there's just so many amazing restaurants.
Yeah, you can turn every corner and just go to a different restaurant.
What's your favorite sushi spot?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's a lot. So in Rehoboth, it would be Cultured Pearl, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then my son, so, we like to take these little staycations to Ocean City.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll stay at the Carousel.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
got
sure.
the big pool, the ice skating rink. And then my son loves to go to Bluefish.
Yes. Yep.
There.
Very good.
So that's like our weekend staycation dates over the wintertime.
That's great.
There's a lot of good sushi spots around here.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, what are yours?
Our favorites are Sushi Cafe.
Oh, yeah, Sushi Cafe for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Nori's
like
good.
Nori a
It's
lot.
down there. Your wife loves Nori. So we like to try the different sushi spots. It's one of our favorite questions.
And one just opened in Milton called Lago.
Oh.
I keep hearing really good things about it. So that's next on
like
our
in
list.
downtown Milton?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah.
Milton's really growing. That's
I
a neat
know.
little spot. Pretty little town.
A lot of artists there too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we've met with a lot of artists on our podcast, which have been fantastic. But it's great to get to know you today. Is there anything else you want to promote? Tell us a little bit about anything special coming up?
Just, the Water Collective and, just being mindful, especially with the season coming up with trash on the beach. If you see something, just pick it up, dispose of it yourself.
Everybody can be cleanup.
Absolutely.
And pick up after yourself.
Yes, pick up after yourself. Yeah,
So
totally. But
true.
if you see something, don't just walk by it. Pick it up. Right.
Well, it was so great to have you on the show.
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
And we look forward to talking to you all soon.
Thank you.
Whether you're looking to purchase your perfect beach getaway or retirement home, or it's time to sell your current home, the Real McCoy Group of Caldwell Banker Realty is ready to make your dreams a reality. Visit therealmccoygroup.com for more details. Find your happy place with the Real McCoy Group.